Gentlemen, I'm going to need you to buckle up for this one. Is the whole phase every woman's default state? I did some research, and what I found out just might shock you. But before we get into that, I got a little compilation for you. Check it out.
Whole phase. Should everyone go through them?
So, I got a group of women together who are sharing their experience with their whole phase.
So, I think that a whole phase is, I don't think there's any negatives to it, honestly.
I would say, yeah, bitch. I have gone through a whole phase. I feel like everybody had a whole phase.
My whole phase lasted like from college up until the end of, from high school all the way up until the end of college. I was young. I was living it. So probably like 4 or 5 years. But
it's your time to just be adventurous.
Right.
I think it's something that everybody goes through. And if they feel like they should go through it.
I definitely think that you should go through your whole phase.
Have any of y'all ever experienced a whole phase?
Nah, I don't
feel like I have.
Hell yeah.
I'll cut to the chase. These last 10 months, January to October, have been my whole months. I've been doing some fuckboy shit and some hoe shit.
To go through a whole phase, you gotta have meaningless sex, because that's what your whole phase is. You not hoeing committedly or whatever the fuck. What am I trying to say?
I didn't mean to have a whole phase. I kind of just sort of a little bit stumbled upon it.
I really feel like that's mostly what a whole phase is. I don't think that there's anything bad about it.
If that's what you wanted to do and you did it, you go through your little whole phase. Okay, I see you. You single, whatever. Right. Your whole phase.
Yeah. For me, I feel like it's too late for me. Why is it too late if you're not married? You're not married.
What's up? You're tuning in with Harvey
and Santiago.
And this is the Whole Phase Podcast.
They even got podcasts.
Honestly, I feel like the word hoe is used to basically categorize a group of women that men or the patriarch society doesn't have control over.
Now, notice in the background, she's all good with the whole phase. But what's the book in the background? Do you see that? A History of God. And she's down with the whole phase. Let's continue.
Judge, I feel like you only live one life. Like, literally. You really do. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta enjoy yourself. You gotta do what makes you happy.
So for a bit, I felt really guilty about it. And then I started to question, why am I doing this? Why am I behaving this way? Why am I going outside of the norm of how I generally behave?
And I made that compilation, and there's plenty more, and I'll play more in a minute. But I kind of want to dive into what I found. And there were some studies done, and kind of wanted to share them with you guys. And I'll have my boy read them off to you.
In early human evolution, when faithful females began to choose good providers as mates, pair bonding replaced promiscuity, laying the foundation for the emergence of the institution of the modern family, a new study finds.
So, pair bonding replaced promiscuity. So, pair bonding, extremely important. But by default, judging from this article, from what I'm understanding, women were already promiscuous prior to pair bonding. Let's continue.
The study helps answer long-standing questions in evolutionary biology about how the modern family, characterized by intense social attachments with exclusive mates, emerged following earlier times of promiscuity. In addition to the establishment of stable, long-lasting relationships, the transition to pair bonding was also characterized by a reduction in male-to-male competition in favor of providing for females and providing close parental involvement.
So, long time ago, and I know people who are history buffs or historians, or even if you just lived long enough to remember when men fought for women's honor, men would have sword fights. Men went to war over women. Men would take 10 paces, turn and fire. Typically, that was over a woman. A dispute, an argument. If a guy wanted a woman, and think about lions and their prides. If the lion is in charge of his pride and another man wants to dethrone him, they have to fight for those women in that pride. That's how we used to handle things. We no longer handle things in that fashion. And here's why.
The study demonstrates mathematically that the most commonly proposed theories for the transition to human pair bonding are not biologically feasible.
Right.
However, the study advances a new model showing that the transition to pair bonding can occur when female choice and faithfulness, among other factors, are included. The result is an increased emphasis on provisioning females over male competition for mating.
So provisioning females, men who were able to provide for women, came out ahead of men who competed for women. That's why we no longer compete for women. Let's dive a little bit deeper.
The effect is most pronounced in low-ranked males who have a low chance of winning a mate in competition with a high-ranked male.
There it is. The low-ranked males can't compete in fisticuffs with a high-ranking male. Beta males can't compete with alpha males. So what's their only recourse? Is to be a provider male for the female.
The effect is most pronounced in low-ranked males who have a low chance of winning a mate in competition with a high-ranked male. Thus, the low-ranked male attempts to buy mating by providing for the female, which in turn is then reinforced by females who show preference for the low-ranked, provisioning male. The effect is most pronounced.
Exactly. So, because the beta males or the low-ranked males can't compete in competition with the high-ranking males or the alpha males, they've begun to provide for the females, give the females a lot more of what they feel like they want. That throughout competition. Let's dive a little bit deeper.
Once females begin to show preference for being provisioned, the low-ranked male's investment in female provisioning over male-to-male competition pays off, Gavrilitz explained.
Exactly. Once the female began to show preference for being provided for, providers, now women get the best of both worlds in a lot of circumstances because they want protectors, men who compete, and providers, men that are betas. They want the best of both. But men no longer compete anymore for women. We now show a different way of competing, and that's our ability to provide. But let's go a little deeper.
Gavrilitz says that the study's results describe a sexual revolution initiated by low-ranking males who began providing in order to get matings. Once the process was underway, it led to a kind of self-domestication, resulting in a group-living species of provisioning males and faithful females, he said.
There it is. This is why pair bonding ended up happening, is because when the women were provided for, they would pair bond with their males, with their mate. Whatever they feel like it is that they can get out of that situation, whether it's money, whether it's muscles, whatever it is that they feel like the man is providing for them, the woman would no longer be promiscuous. And she would start to pair bond with that man. And pair bond meaning being in love with and exclusively sexually active with just that one individual, one person, which brought about marriages.
The study reveals that female choice played a crucial role in human evolution, and that future studies should include between individual variation to help explain social dilemmas and behaviors, according to Gavrilitz.
So, this in and of itself, and let's do a little bit more. Is the whole phase not really a phase? Is it really just the default state of women? Are they really just promiscuous? Is that it? And I don't know. Based off of all of these clips that I put together for you guys, it tells me that the default state for women is promiscuity. Now, I know we've heard from day one that men are dogs and men are this and they'll hump anything that moves. But no, there's a reason why we have terms for a bitch and heat.
I feel like men use the word hoe as a derogatory term for women that they cannot control.
Now, I don't know if I necessarily disagree with that either. Because I think men know that women are promiscuous. I know they try to blame it on us. We've known from all this time we spent together on this channel and plenty of other channels that women like to shift the blame onto men for things that they do. It happens all the time. And this is not unlike any other time that has happened. It's the same. Women are the ones who are promiscuous. And I posed a question to you. Based off of the article, they are. What do you think?
People say, well, I'm going to have a hoe phase. Perfectly fine. I've done it a couple of times.
Everyone always talks about having a hoe phase. And I'm like, that's cool. I think hoe is actually just my default state.
Default state.
Please don't judge me. I really enjoyed my hoe phase. Like I did. I had great sex with great guys and a girl.
So a hoe phase is definitely, everybody should have one, okay? Like,
Go have your one hoe day?
Girls. I'm not gonna plan it, but if it presents itself, I'm just going to
go with it.
Hey, my name is Sunny from Miami, Florida, and I had a good damn time during the hoe phase.
Hey guys, it's your girl Naomi, and I'm here discussing the importance of the hoe phase.
What's up, you guys? My name is Shay Marie. I'm a hoe, I'm a hustler, I'm an educator, I'm a model, and I'm here talking about the hoe phase and how hoe is life.
Hi everyone, I'm Raquel Savage. I'm a sex coach, sex educator, and sex worker.
What's going on, y'all? It's the girl Jody. We about to talk about the hoe phase, y'all. Let's get it.
I feel like men tend to look at a woman's hoe phase as if it's unnatural.
If you think that you need a hoe phase, if you think that...
So, think about what she just said. Men look at women's hoe phase as it's unnatural. I think to them, it's natural. Their hoe phase is their natural state as it comes from the article. If the article is correct, if that professor is correct, their hoe phase is their default state until they're able to pair bond with a man. Now, multiple sex partners makes it incredibly hard to pair bond with a man. That is true as well. Now, I'll post another video educating you all on pair bonding. What is it? Why it is important. But the more sexual partners you have, the harder it is to pair bond. Incredibly hard.
As if it's unnatural.
If you think that you need a hoe phase, if you think that you need to participate in hookup culture, at least as a woman, chances are you just need a really good vibrator and a really good therapist.
Look, honestly, you ain't really gonna know that I'm here, okay?
Why are you the way that you are?
Well, that's great. I was in the middle of snapping my fucking hose back like a pimp, and we hit a fucking horse.
Now that was a lot of damage.
So why am I sharing this? I already know in my comments there's gonna be all kinds of like finger pointers and Bible thumpers, but like, you know what? Fuck it. This is my reality.
Ooh, a fresh pie. Save me a slice. That's good. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's... All right, that's good. Okay, okay. All right, okay, all right. Okay, that's good. That's good. It's enough slices!
Here comes the whole...
So the one girl, it's at, 26 in 3 weeks? 26 men in 3 weeks. This one, when my body count went from 1 to 15 in 2 weeks. There are way too many women on this space, whether it be Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, that they're just way too comfortable with it. And there are a lot of other videos that I wanted to add to this compilation that I couldn't because of copyright. There are thousands and thousands of videos of women on TikTok and Facebook that are saying that this is natural. Men, we are saying that we don't want women to be a certain kind of way. And if every man is saying it, then it has to be true. Well, guys, I'm a realist. If every woman is saying that their whole state or whole phase is natural, isn't it true? I almost couldn't sleep off of this one, guys. I almost couldn't sleep. It was really hard. I actually did some personal surveys from some women that I knew, and man, this one is tough. Really tough. Guys, remember to hit the subscribe and like button. Let me know if you want me to do the Parabon one. I'll dig into that too. If you guys got anything else that you want to share with me, leave a link in the description, in the comment section below. See, I'm still thrown off by this one. It's crazy because if you're falling in love with a woman, like is being a hoe her default state? Wow, this is wild. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Share this with your homeboys. Ooh, it's crazy. You know what? No. There was a last one that she shared a little story, and I'll share that with you. This young girl here. Let's just go from here. Right? Let's go from here.
Whatever evidence you think you have, either post it or send it to me and I'll post it, because you have nothing.
Who are y'all? Me? Oh, my name is Ho Phase. This is my boy Trust Issues. Hey, that's alcoholism. What's happening, coach? And that's Don't Care No Mo. What's poppin'?
So one time I was at this bar and I had a crush on this 28-year-old man, right? I was 19. I had a crush on this man, right? It was this big fantasy I had for the longest time. So we're sitting together and he's like, hey, want to come over later and smoke with me? It's 1 a.m. I'm like, oh my God, of course I knew. And then he's like, oh, you can leave right afterwards. It'll be fine. Well, I ended up having sex with him, of course, at his house, and I slept over. And the next morning, I'm trying to figure out how to get home because I didn't bring my car. He calls his dad. He calls his dad to come pick me up and bring me home. I was like, aren't you a 28-year-old man? And on the fucking ride home, I was in the back seat. His dad was in the front. He's on his phone with his aunt or something. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm with Shawnee's girlfriend in the car right now. Girlfriend? God, I would fucking never. God, I would fucking never. Oh God, I hated all of that. How?
So, remember she said she was 19. 19. 4 years ago, she was 15 years old. Is that in her DNA? Is that within her chromosomes? To just be promiscuous like that? I don't know, fellas. Hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. I'll get at you in the next one. Deuces.